Everybody ready? They need sound check. Are we good? Everybody good? Okay. Thank you for attending tonight. This is a sad night for us. At 8:10 p.m. this evening, Officer Dale Woods lost his battle from the injuries he sustained Friday night in the auto accident on Colerain Avenue. He leaves behind a loving family and a grateful police department and a grateful community. We thank the community for their huge outpouring of support, love, and prayers. It was felt by the family from the minute Dale was injured to the moment we stand here. They've felt that this community loves them, they love their police department, and they love Dale. This is the hardest thing I've done in 26 years as a police officer, and I pray to God this is the last time we do it. But we owe Dale the dignity that he deserves from the life he led, and we will work hard this next week to make sure that this community understands how important he was to us. We would ask that you show the family the respect of privacy. They've been very open with us and have allowed me to talk to you about certain things, and but they do wish to be left alone. They would not like to be contacted through social media. Unfortunately, that happened this week, and that was very hurtful to the family. They've suffered immensely, as you can imagine, and this has been very difficult for them, and they want to return to some semblance of normality in their lives. But for the most part, you guys have been fantastic. I understand you want to report this information to a community that cares about us, and we thank you for that. I'll try to answer any questions I can. I will let you know that I cannot answer anything about the crash itself. Cincinnati Police Department is handling that investigation, and I honestly know nothing about that on purpose. We asked that they handle that so we could spend time with our injured officer, his family, and each other, and not have to focus on making sure that job got done right, which is everybody's right to have done. So if you have questions, I'll try to answer this for you. There are members of the family here. They do not wish to be on camera. If there's something that they wish to answer, I'll certainly look their way and allow them the opportunity to do that, but I'm not going to ask that they be forced to do that, obviously. So.
We've heard multiple times that you had an opportunity to be by his side in that room. What was the mood like for you from when he was there to now?
It went back and forth. I mean, we've known Dale for so long, and I've known him for 32 years, and most of the time we stood around telling stories about Dale, about all the fun times we had with him. You know, we weren't ready to let Dale go, and everybody that knows Dale knows what a fighter he is, and he was probably laughing right there with us. We know he was, but it was obviously very sad in the moments when we felt like he was going to be taken from us. But I hope that we gave the family some comfort. The stories of his heroism and the stories of his bravery and some things they probably didn't know about and shouldn't have known about, we told them about. But it brings us together closer as a department if there's anything good that can come of this. But we've added about 10 new family members to our family. So.
What do you think his legacy is going to be for you guys as a police department?
It's professionalism. And I'll tell everybody this. Dale was a cop's cop. I mean, there's some guys you teach how to be policemen. There's some guys that are born to be policemen, and Dale was born to be a policeman. And he was a joy to be around. Never said much. You could have an hour-long conversation, and he doesn't say a word. And he nods his head at you, and he says everything he needed to say. But everybody that was around him became better. He was a teacher, and he's a good cop. That'll be his legacy.
How do you said this is the hardest thing you've done in decades, 20 years. How do you stay strong? You're in the hospital room. You're seeing this all play out. How do you work through this as yourself and then also as a department?
Surrounding yourself with your friends. You know, we all work together, but I think at first we're friends. Our fire department, we couldn't turn around without seeing our fire department standing there. The law enforcement community of Hamilton County. I saw Joe Dieters today. I mean, we were just wrapped in the arms of everybody in this community that cares, and that helped us get by. Our job this week is to help this family get through this, and we'll take care of ourselves after that. But this community took care of us, and that got us through. And just having each other sitting next to one another it helps a lot. It's okay to cry in front of each other, and it's okay to laugh, and we did a lot of that.
I oftentimes ask people in interviews after situations that unfortunately end this way, you light up when you talk about them. Is there a memory, a moment that stands out to you that you just want people to know this is the kind of guy he was?
Dale on the golf course. I think everybody, you'll hear a lot about that. He became a different person. This wasn't the professional part of it. It was the part where we spent time outside of it. But he went from the happy, smiling guy to very serious, and that was his life. I mean, if he wasn't being a policeman, he was being a golfer, and everything about him said that. And I think he's going to miss that most of all.
What's the process looking like moving forward from where we are right now to a possible funeral?
And we started some of the pre-planning. We've spoken to the family and gotten their wishes. And of course, they'll be involved in everything we do moving forward. But sadly, we have some professionals in this community that have done this before. And we're certainly not going to reinvent the wheel. There's ways to do this that give dignity to Dale, but also allow the city to function. I mean, we're talking about a big event, obviously. We will learn from others who have done this and ask their help and make sure that it's done with respect and dignity.
Do you have any idea if this will be something that will be public, where people will be able to come together? Because the community has been so much a part of this.
Absolutely.
And they want to pay their respects. How will this go, do you think? Will this be something where people can do that?
Dale belonged to Colerain Township. He was their officer. And they loved him, they trusted him, he saved many of their lives. We wouldn't think of doing this without including our community in this. There'll be some time for us as a family, but that's part of his family too. And I know Dale would want them there. And there's a lot of good things to talk about with him. We want to share with as many people as we can. So we will gladly have the community involved in everything we do.
As a police department, where did you guys go from here?
I don't know yet. We got a lot of young officers, and this is going to be hard. None of us have gone through this before. We've been blessed by not having a line of duty death in the police department. Many of us went through the fire department's loss in 2008 with Robin and Brian, but I don't know what normal is. I think it's a new normal. I don't know that we ever get back to the way it was because Dale was so much of everything we did. I think we need to find what that new normal is, and we need to learn. If there are lessons to learn from this, we'll learn from them, and we'll never forget him. He's always going to be part of everything we do. But we'll worry about that later. We want his family taken care of right now. That's part of our job. It's part of our duty and our oath to take care of them first, and we'll be okay.
And how long have you been police chief of Colerain?
For 4 years.
Tonight there was a procession, right, to take him away.
Yes.
Was that something that you all pulled together? Did people volunteer? Was this
special? Everything's been volunteer. I mean, you don't have to ask people to do things. I see. I've met 300 new friends this weekend, and not one of them received a penny to be there. This is just what we do for one another, and I pray I never have to do it for another agency. I've done it in the past, but yeah, it's all just volunteer. We do what we know is respectful towards them, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. But we try to do what the family wishes. That's number one in our hearts, and we know what Dale would want. Dale served in our honor guard, and the honor guard played a very large role in what went on today. And so we wanted to make sure that got done the right way.
You might have mentioned this, but has his entire career in law enforcement been with the Colerain Township Police Department?
It hasn't. Dale is. I found out things today I didn't know about Dale. He served with the SPCA as a dog warden for a little while. He was a communications officer with the Hamilton County Communications Center, the North Calhoun Hill Fire Department. I believe it was Elmwood Place or Lincoln Heights Police Department, Lincoln Heights, and then Colerain Fire and Colerain Police. So Dale wasn't sure what he wanted to be when he grew up, but he finally decided to quit playing with the hoses and become a policeman, and he never looked back. But that's Dale. He was always looking for a way. How could he best serve his community? And I'll share with you that even in his last moments, he shared with someone that we don't know yet. He became an organ donor, and that's Dale. I mean, that didn't surprise me a bit. And even when he's even gone, he cares about people and he takes care of them, and that's him.
Can you talk about that organ donation at all?
I can't. No, I don't know enough to say anything intelligent about it.
Did he ever talk about
Dale
it?
didn't talk about much. He was a man of few words. Again, he told you what you needed to know, but you weren't going to get much else out of him or nothing extra out of him. But no, we never had those kind of conversations, and I don't think any of us ever think this would happen to us. I mean, intellectually, I think we all know that this is a possibility in our career. But when it comes up and it bites you like this, it hurts and it hits hard. But you know, we try to avoid those conversations and those thoughts as long as we can, especially when you're 46 years old.
You might have said this, but how long has he been with the Colerain Township Police Department?
With 15 years, he's been with the department. Is there any questions you'd like me to direct towards the family and give them an opportunity to answer if they would like? Or I'm sure you probably know the answer to most of them. They're heartbroken right now, and if anything, they could have their dad back. They've been remarkably giving to us, every one of them. They didn't have to allow us into this at all, but they opened their arms to us, and we felt like family. So they're not going to be forgotten by us. They're going to be part of our family and everything we do moving forward.
Does this change a police department? How, and if so, how so?
We're going to find out. So we've not experienced this. It has to. You know, I've been around 26 years, and I've seen a lot of police funerals, and I've seen a lot of officers that have changed because of that. You can go a couple different ways. I mean, you can allow it to tarnish an image, or you can take it and you can grow from it and become better. And I know where Dale wants us to go, and we'll go there. But it will be different. We're not the same department because Dale won't be part of us. You can't take a huge piece of something away and expect it to be the same. So, like I said earlier, we'll find a new normal, and we'll find a new Colerain Police Department, and we'll move forward, and Dale will be right there with us. So.
You said you can't comment on, obviously, what happens moving forward with the second crash, right?
Right, yeah, I don't have any information on that, and Cincinnati Police Department is an opportunity here to thank them at a very difficult moment for us. I didn't have to ask twice. I simply made a phone call, and they responded, and they handled it like professionals, like I knew they would. And talk about having a wonderful resource in this community to do that for us was very, very nice of them.
Chief, I know your officers were here pretty much around the clock. Talk a little bit about the help you got from other departments so that could happen.
That's been remarkable. We've been, our surrounding communities, we border 5 or 6 agencies, and they've offered us just to give us police officers for the period of time we needed them, handle our calls for us just to make sure that our community continues to be served. Our residents still need to have service. They still deserve to have police service. And it can't stop because we've endured a tragedy, but without asking, that's what amazes me about this. I don't have to call a chief and say, hey, I need help. It's 10 of them offering before I even know I needed it. And because we know that in the situation be reversed, I'll do the same thing. But it gives us the opportunity to step back and grieve and handle this and process this while still making sure our community gets the service they deserve. But yeah, I can't say enough. I've been keeping a list of thank yous to write, and it's going to keep me busy for a few months. But quickly, I'd like to introduce the people sitting to my right and left. Jeff Mills is our township administrator. Jeff has been, along with Dan Unger, our Board of Trustee president, have been here every minute of the day as well, either by phone or sitting next to us. On Friday night, they came out and were sitting with us and helped us through this moment. And I thought it was important to have them sit next to us to show our community that it's not just the police department, it's not just the fire department, it's our administration. We have the support of our community administration, and it's important to us. It helps us move forward.
And Mark, while you weren't there for it earlier this evening, we had a community prayer service, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the hundreds of people who came out to our community center on Springdale Road. I had a chance to speak for a moment, and I was pretty stunned and amazed at the wide, diverse community that showed up to support our department. And I just want to take this moment and thank everyone out in Colerain and people from all over the county that showed up this evening, and we'll always be grateful to you for your support.
You didn't see that with the Brody Allen story about what kind of community Colerain is. You don't have to look far again tonight. They saw it again. They care. They're good people, and I'm so proud to be affiliated with their organization to lead their police department. It just amazes us.
I know this may be a tough question to answer too, but and if you want to answer it, you don't have to, obviously. But was there any final words or anything that maybe you wanted to say to him?
We'll keep those private. Each one of us had our own moments with Dale, and we'll hold those very close to us, that we won't share them with anybody, even each other probably.
You might not know the answer. Do you know the last time an officer was killed
Thankfully, in the Colerain Police Department, this is the first in modern history. We had one in the early 1900s. We had him placed on the wall in Washington, D.C. a few years back, John Wilsey. But no, we've been blessed by God not to have this happen, and we will continue to train good people and hope this doesn't happen again. Thank you very much. Thanks for your patience again, folks. I appreciate it.
Thank you all very much.